Good morning, students. Today we are going to see force on a current carrying conductor kept in a magnetic field. So, when a current carrying conductor is kept in a magnetic field, that current carrying conductor will experience a force. So, when we say a current carrying conductor, in that conductor, the charge carriers are moving. Charges are moving from one end of the conductor to the other end. When such a conductor is kept in magnetic field, every charges that moves in the conductor will experience magnetic Lorentz force. So the total force on all the charge carriers in that conductor will gives the force on the conductor. So we are going to consider a small element of length dl. This conductor is kept in the magnetic field. So we are considering a conductor of cross-sectional area A of length L. This conductor is kept in the magnetic field. So I am representing the magnetic field by crossed points. So every into point represents the magnetic field. This magnetic field is acting inwards, perpendicular to the plane of the blackboard, acting inwards. In this magnetic field, this conductor is kept. So every charge carrier. So what are charge carrier? They are the electrons present in the conductor. So these electrons will move with a drift velocity Vd in a direction opposite to the flow of the current. So if current flows in one direction, electron will move in the opposite direction. Now, these electrons will experience a force. This is the force on that electron. So now, if I want to find out what is the force on this conductor, I have to find sum of all Lorentz forces on the individual charge carriers in this conductor. So we know the relation between current and drift velocity. Relation between current and drift velocity is given by I is equal to NA VDE. So where I is the magnitude of current, N is the electron density, number of electrons per unit volume, A is the area of cross section, VD is the drift velocity, E is the charge of the electron. So this is the relation between current and drift velocity. Now we are going to consider a small element of length dl. So if this length, in this length dl, let n be the number of electrons. So this number of electrons is given by, so electron density is given by n is equal to n by v. Therefore n, capital N is the number of electron in that element, that is equal to nv. So this v is nothing but it is the product of area of cross section into L. So we will have N is equal to NaL. Now the Lorentz force on one electron is given by F is equal to, F vector is equal to minus E into Vd cross B. So this is the force on one electron. In this small element, we are having NaL electrons. Therefore, the Lorentz force on N electrons present in this element is obtained by finding the product of N into F. So we will have N A L minus E into VD cross B. Since we have considered a small element dl, this n dl, we can substitute dl here. So we will have n a dl E into VD cross B. So the current element in that small conductor is I into dl. So I into dl is nothing but I is equal to NA VD E into dl. Now substituting this value here, we will have F is equal to I dl cross B. So this will give the expression for the force on the current carrying conductor. So the force on the current carrying conductor is given by I dl cross B. So this is the force on small element dl. Therefore force on the entire conductor is given by, this is equal to IL cross B. So IL cross B will give the force on the entire conductor. So magnitude of force is given by BIL sin theta. So this is the expression for the force on a current carrying conductor kept in the magnetic field. If theta is equal to 0 degree, that is, if the current and the magnetic field are in the same direction, then theta is equal to 0. At that time, F is equal to 0. When theta is equal to 90 degree, that is, magnetic field and the current are perpendicular to each other, at that time F is equal to BIL. Thus, we see that when a current carrying conductor is kept in the magnetic field, it will experience a force. The force experienced by the conductor is given by F is equal to BIL sin theta. The magnitude of the force is given by BIL sin theta. If theta is equal to 0, force on the conductor is 0. If the theta is equal to 90 degree, the force on the conductor is BIL. So next, how to find the direction of the force? The direction of the force is obtained by using Fleming's left hand rule. So what does this rule states? Stretch your thumb, forefinger and middle finger mutually perpendicular to each other. Middle finger represents the direction of flow of current. Forefinger represents the direction of the magnetic field, and the extended thumb represents the direction of the force on the conductor. So when we apply this in the present case, we can see that the force is acting along the thumb. So once again, the direction of the force is obtained by using Fleming's left hand rule. Stretch your thumb, forefinger and middle finger mutually perpendicular to each other. So middle finger represents the direction of the current. Forefinger represents the direction of the magnetic field. The extended thumb represents the direction of the force. So when we substitute here, this will represent the magnetic field. This will represent the direction of the current, and the thumb will give the direction of the force.